Okay, we're back in the lab. Now what I'd like to do today is give you some practical exposure to measuring resistance. What I have here is a board with a number of resistors mounted to it. And I have my multimeter set to K ohms, so it can measure up to thousands of ohms of resistance. Now what I want to do is look at the color bars on the resistors to determine what the resistors are supposed to be, and then make resistance measurements to see if they come out pretty accurate. So this first resistor at the top is yellow, blue, red. So if I look at my chart on the color coding, I have yellow, which is 4, blue, which is 6, and red, which is the multiplier of 100. So I have 46 times 100, which comes out to be 4,600 ohms. So we should be able to measure that on the multimeter and see how close it comes. So sure enough, I have 4.6 on the meter times 1,000 is indeed 4,600 ohms. The second resistor is also yellow, blue, but it's got an orange multiplier. So if I look on the chart, I have yellow, again 4, blue is 6, and orange, the multiplier is 1,000. So what I should have here is 46 times 1,000, or I should come up with 46,000 ohms. So again, I'll measure that with the multimeter. And so what I get is 46.7. If I multiply that by 1,000, I come up with 46,000 ohms and a little bit more. So there's a certain tolerance in the resistors, so it will not read it totally accurately. So that's measuring individual resistors. Here I have a rotational potentiometer. It's a variable resistor. You'll notice there's 3 tabs on the potentiometer. The outside tabs are for zero resistance and the maximum resistance, and the wiper is the center tab. So I have a alligator clip attached to my probe potentiometer to one end of the potentiometer, and the wiper attached to the other probe. Now as you can see, as I turn the potentiometer, you see the resistance change on the meter. So again, if you have a dial on your stereo in your car, it's generally using a potentiometer like this to change the station or the volume. Again, a rotational potentiometer. Here is a linear potentiometer. It's a lot like the rotational potentiometer, except it slides to change resistance as opposed to rotating. Now just like the other one, it's got 3 tabs in the back. One for minimum resistance, one for maximum resistance, and one for the slider that picks up the variable resistance. Now as you can see, as I slide the slider, the resistance on the meter changes. It goes all the way up to 8.9 thousand ohms. So that's 8,900 ohms. And as I move the slider backwards, the resistance drops. So again, you might have a stereo at home that uses a slider to change the volume. So that's a linear potentiometer. Okay, well that wraps up the lesson on electrical resistance. I hope to see you next time on LabRat Scientific.